Hello everyone. Yesterday too, global uncertainty continues. If required, please pause and have a look. This is the S&P 500 last night's price action. If you see the difference between the day's low and day's high, it was over 7%, which is a huge volatility. So let's look at what happened in US market last night. Then followed by, we'll discuss our regular pre-market report for today, 9th April 2025 for the Indian stock market in terms of Nifty and Bank Nifty. On Monday night and yesterday morning in US, one by one in Trump's team like Trade Secretary, Treasury Secretary and including Elon Musk gave an interview in various platforms like they are working on some sort of deal with various countries as most countries came forward for the trade talk. So yesterday, whole global market traded positive on that expectation of optimism. Hence, all three major US market index opened gap up positive of around 3%. However, as the day progressed, those positivities started to vanish, especially from the China side. In the last video we discussed this, Trump gave the warning to China that they have to scrap their 34% retaliation tariff on US goods that imported into China by 8th April, yesterday night. Or else Trump will place another additional 50% tariff on China goods that imported into US. Even in the last video we discussed this, it's very much unlikely that China will succumb to this Trump's new threat, since that will make China to appear very weak in the international arena. Because of this, yesterday, Trump press secretary announced that they are implementing the additional 50% tariff on China, which makes the total tariff on Chinese goods into US to increase all the way to 104%, again which will be effective from today. So this erased all the optimism and positivity in the market and closed negative. If you see the sector-wise, healthcare alone increased crazy as US government announced the 5.06% increase in reimbursement rates for 2026 Medicare Advantage Health Plan, which in turn made Dow Jones less negative, was down only 0.84%, S&P 500 decreased 1.57% and Nasdaq crashed 2.15%. In case of ViX, it increased 11% and moved and closed above 50. In one simple sentence, no reciprocal tariff related improvement, new additional 50% tariff was implemented on China, so US market again closed significantly negative. Then regarding Indian ADR, as it is, only HDFC Bank ADR closed positive, all others closed negative. However, if we calculate the arbitrage, only Infosys indicating the negative trade, all others indicating some positive bias. Reliance GDR wise, it closed when US market was positive, so I'm not sure about its price action validity. Then about GIFT Nifty, early morning today it traded at 22,565, equating that with the spot market. For now, it's indicating the gap down opening of 50 points. So those are the things that happened in the dollar market. Now let's move to India related info. As most of the viewers know, at 10 a.m. today, RBI's interest rate decision is due. At present, most analysts expecting a interest rate cut of 25 basis point to 6%. If they cut the interest rate means this is the first time since May 2020, so we can say it's very positive, and market eagerly waiting for what RBI governor is going to say about the Trump tariff and how much it expects to influence the Indian GDP, etc. Hence, please keep tab on RBI side around 10 o'clock. Moving on, about institution, in the cash market, yesterday too, FII was net sellers, the net sold for 5,000 crore rupees, and on the other hand, DI net bought the shares for 3,100 crore rupees. Coming to participant-wise open interest analysis, first in the index future market, proprietary traders unwound their open interest significantly, whereas both FII and retail people maintaining their stance. FII holding 76% of their open interest as short position and retail traders holding 57% on the long side. Then on the index option market, retail people holding net 3.3% open interest on the bullish side, whereas proprietary traders holding net 2.4% open interest on the bearish side. Then FII was neutral. So combining both index future and index option market, only retail traders inclined on the positive side, whereas both proprietary traders and FII inclined on the neutral stance with a negative bias. As a summary, US market closed negative and in line with that GIFT Nifty also indicating the gap down opening. However, for some reason ADR looks positive. Here one more thing, because tomorrow our market is on holiday, hence today itself weekly expiry. So we can expect that related volatility as well. Finally, before moving to the next topic, I like to highlight some list of positive and negative scenarios. 1. If RBI performed any rate cut, then I believe it's positive. Second, I think if RBI maintains the GDP data means, then market will ignore the macro, but by chance if they gave any warning or any degrowth in the GDP data, then that will be considered as negative. Tariff wise, if either China or US is backed from this additional tariff means, then that will be considered as positive. Similarly, any US trade agreement with any of the largest trade partner like Japan, EU, India and Australia, again that also will be considered as positive. Whereas on the negative side, if no improvement in any of the tariff by tonight means, then that will be considered as negative. Then on the more negative side, in the weekly index option market, both FII and Dii holding a position that aligns with negative bias. So they might try to influence the market on negative closing. Overall, out of these 8 scenarios, all the 8 of them has the significant good probability of happening. Hence, it's difficult to predict what will happen today or this week. Just for info, at present, US future market trading further negative of over 1%. Again repeating, today is expiry day and also tomorrow is Indian market holiday. So most probably investors won't like to carry forward their position. So that might create some level of possible volatility. As per stock open interest, Siemens, IGL, Max Health, Delivery, Glenmark and Vodafone Idea got an increase in open interest along with a negative close, indicates the short build-up. On the other hand, Muthoot Finance, Godrej Properties, HDFC Life Insurance, SBI Card and Tata Elxsi got an increase in open interest with a positive price close, which means these stocks got the long build-up. About the things to look out, during our market hours, first around 10 AM, as I said multiple times, it's RBI interest rate decision, and in the aftermarket hours, US mortgage rate, crude oil inventories and also Fed FOMC meeting minutes are some items we need to keep an eye out today. One more thing about oil, it crashed 4% on the fear of Trump retaliation tariff starting. At the time of this video, WTI crude trading around $57 per barrel and Brent crude trading at $61.5 per barrel. Whereas in gold case, it haven't changed any and trading just below $3,000 per ounce. Coming to technical, Nifty opened more than 250 points gap up and remained in the range 22,700 to 22,300, then closed above 22,400. Thus on the daily chart, Nifty formed a bullish candlestick pattern with both upper and lower shadow, resembling a high wave-like pattern, indicating ongoing high volatility in the market. However, it is still trading below all key moving averages as well as below the midline of the Bollinger Band, which is negative. But there is one positive thing, there seems to be a bullish divergence with Nifty making the lower low and RSI making the higher low, signaling the possibility of a further upward rally. Hence, if Nifty managed to extend its positivity, then the immediate hurdle is at 22,850 and sustaining above this level could open doors for 23,000 to 23,200 zone. However, support is at 22,270. In case of Bank Nifty, similar to Nifty, it also opened more than 500 points gap up and witnessed volatility, then closed above 50,500. Thus, on the daily chart, Bank Nifty also formed a high wave-like candlestick pattern with higher high, higher low formation. In addition, it climbed above the midline of the Bollinger Band as well as above 20, 50, 100 and 200 exponential moving average in a single session, which is a positive sign. Furthermore, RSI climbed above 50 and tilted upward, while MACD still showed a positive crossover. Hence, the immediate upside target is at 51,360 with support at 50,950 level. As per the weekly options data, the maximum call option open interest was at 23,500 strike, followed by 23,000 and 23,300 with maximum new call option rating at 23,400 strike and then 23,500 and 23,300. On the put side, the maximum open interest was at 22,500 strike, followed by 22,000 and 22,200 with maximum new put option rating at 22,500 strike and then 22,400 and 22,300. Thus, from options data, Nifty might trade within the range of 22,000 to 23,000 in the short term, as decisively breaking either side of the range could provide a firm direction to the market. So that's all in this video. Hope you all got some information. Please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video so that it will help me beat the YouTube algorithm and also motivate me to do more. Please don't make any investment based on this, as I'm not a SEBI registered advisor. I'm doing this for me and viewers' educational purpose only. Thanks for watching.